I'm sure that most of us have found ourselves in a beautiful location, but the sky just isn't as grand as the landscape in the foreground. Let's see how Photoshop can help us to not only select skies, but also replace them. Now, if I only wanted to select the sky, I could choose the select menu and then choose sky. This is a great way to select the sky if you want to do something like change the color or tone with an adjustment layer. It's also an excellent way if you want to select the foreground, because with the sky selected, I can always choose select and then inverse. But for now, I'll choose deselect because I want to replace the sky. So I'll select the edit menu and then choose sky replacement. Now, sky replacement has a number of different presets. I'll just make this a little bit larger so we can see more skies at one time. There are a number of different blue skies that we can apply. There are some spectacular skies that we can apply. You can see that Photoshop is automatically adjusting the colors and tones in the foreground area when I select these different skies in order to harmonize them. So we can select from any of these different presets, or we can add our own skies. So I'll click the gear icon and choose Get More Skies. We can import images. We can even download free skies. I'll choose Import Images, navigate to the Selections folder, and then select the clouds.jpg file. That will add it to that same folder, but I can put it in my own group by clicking on the folder icon. I'll just name this JCost, and then I can drag and drop my sky into that group. If I want to take it out of the spectacular skies, I just need to drag it over to the left until I see the solid cyan line. So now I have my own grouping. All right, we can reposition this by just dragging it in the image area. We can also scale our sky. We could flip it if that would help to blend the lighting between the foreground elements and the sky. And we can use the shift edge and fade edge to help the sky blend better with the foreground. You'll notice if you shift the edge too far, you might see a little bit of this artifacting. So you would just want to back off on that until you no longer see that fringing along the edge. Now, the fade edge slider can be very useful. At the higher values, it provides a softer blending effect, but I can move the slider towards the left, and these lower values are going to provide crisper blending. So sometimes they can help reduce halo effects that might appear for some of the foreground and sky combinations. In this case, I'm going to leave it set back to 100. There are two options for sky adjustments. So the brightness will either darken or lighten the sky itself, and the temperature will either cool down the sky or make it warmer. Then to adjust the foreground elements, we'll use the foreground adjustments. There's two lighting modes. Multiply makes it darker and screen will make it lighter. In this case, multiply works better. And then we can use the lighting adjustment and the color adjustment to adjust the amount of lighting changes and color changes to the foreground elements. As I move the lighting adjustment all the way to the left, we can see that there are barely any changes. If I move it over to the right, we can see there's changes being made to the foreground element. Same with the color. If I move it to the left, hardly anything, and move it to the right, we can see that it's changing those colors in the foreground elements. All right, for the output option, we can either output this to new layers, in which case Photoshop is going to create a new layer group, which will include non-destructive adjustment layers, or we can select duplicate layer. I'll choose new layers, click OK, and there's the sky replacement group. We can toggle the visibility by clicking the eye icon. So there's before and there's after. So the next time you're out taking photographs, be sure to capture the foreground elements, even if the sky may seem a bit drab. And when you see a fantastic sky, but the foreground elements aren't quite right, be sure to take the photo because Photoshop makes it very easy to combine them.